31 tournaments, hundreds of players, countless stabs. The regular season is over and February fever is here. The top 28 players in the world are about to learn their postseason destiny. This is the 2026 DBN Selection Show. Welcome to the DBNI Selection Show. I'm your host, Bryan Pravel, and with me is one of the co-founders of the Diplomacy Broadcast Network, Brandon Fogel. Welcome, Brandon.
Hey, Bryan. Great to be here on Countdown. I think this might be my inaugural guest role here.
I think it is. Welcome. And tonight, you get the honor of revealing the top 28 players. Who is going to be matched up against whom? Our players have worked all season for this moment. What are you looking for? Like, you've been through this before, Brandon. What is this moment like as a player?
Well, I can tell you that the players, they got their invitations 2 weeks ago, and the field has been set now for a couple weeks. They have been chomping at the bit to know who they're playing against. They know, they have an idea what the field is. So the field's been split into 2 different rounds. So it's been narrowed, their potential opponents. And each of them also knows one other opponent that they cannot play, but there's a whole roster of others, and they have been dying to know who, because the reason why it's really important is because there's the Paris method power selection that involves a lot of strategy as far as choosing where you go in the selection order, whether you prioritize playing a country that you like if you're a higher seed, or trying to figure out who you want to be next to and see where other people have picked. And you can't do any of that strategizing until you know exactly who you're on the board with. And so tonight, finally, the week of the semifinals, they're going to get to find out who they're playing against.
Yeah, and then all the drama and the over analysis will begin. We're going to kick it off right now, or we're going to kick off in just a second. But first, we're going to take a quick reminder of the structure of the DBN Invitational. The DBN Invitational is the pinnacle of the diplomacy season. A winner-take-all battle of strategy, trust, and betrayal featuring the year's best players. Throughout the season, players earn points based on their placement at face-to-face, virtual, and extended deadline events. The higher you place, the more points you earn. At season's end, the top 28 are invited to compete in the DBN Invitational. The semifinals begin this weekend with first chance stage, 2 rounds, 4 games, 4 winners who punch their ticket straight to the championship. The 3 lowest seeds among the remaining players are eliminated. Everyone else gets one last chance. 3 more games, 3 more winners advance, the rest go home. 7 players will emerge from this gauntlet to face off in the championship game, but only one will claim the title of DBN Diplomat of the Year and hoist the Calamar Cup. Now we'll take a quick look at our alternates. Alternates have been a huge part of the DBN Invitational. Some stuff happens. Life happens. This is a multi-weekend event. Sometimes people are able to participate, but stuff comes up. And every single year, alternates have been a big part of the DBNI. This year, our 3 alternates are Aurora Atman, Liam Healy, and Jason Gray. They will only play if one of the top 28 is unable to. But to date, every single season, we've had at least one alternate participate, and I believe in 2 occasions, nearly qualifying for the Super 7.
Yeah, and it's even, with the current format, it's even easier because they just have to top 1 board. So, yeah, it's going to happen sooner or later.
Well, thank you to our alternates. With that, that's enough preamble, Brandon. Let's get the people what they're looking for. Let's transition over to our standings. All right, first up, our first chance grouping. Our players have known these groupings for a couple of weeks, but today they find out exactly who they will be playing against. We're going to do this pair by pair, starting with number 27 seed Johnny Gillum and number 25 seed Claire Bradbury. Johnny has entered this field on the strength of a second place finish at DipCon 2025 at Weaselmoot. Claire Bradbury, third place at the Sydney Cup, sixth at the Virtual Diplomacy League, and sixth at the Virtual Diplomacy Championship.
Claire is playing in her very first DBNI, Rookie of the Year, making the DBNI field, looking to make some noise as a 25th seed. We'll be watching Claire. Johnny Gillum is playing in their fifth DBNI. Amazing. Made the 2024 Super 7. Johnny is an ambitious and at times aggressive player. We'll be looking for some fireworks on the board that Johnny's on.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Johnny Gillum, those fireworks, if they happen, will be round 1, game 1, and Claire Bradbury will be in game 2. Our next pair, number 24, Robert Hillier, and 21, Peter McNamara. Robert came in third at the Flying Fox Fandango and third at the Australian Open. His fellow Aussie, Peter McNamara, legend in the DBN history, came in second at the Asia Pacific Championship and fourth place at Carnage.
Yeah, it was a bit of a quiet face-to-face season for Peter McNamara, but Peter's experience in the DBNI has been anything but quiet. Easily the most decorated player in DBNI history. Sixth-time DBNI player, the only player now to appear in all 6 DBNIs. Peter has won the tournament twice, the only player to do that. Made the Super 7 3 times. Other notables for Peter is that he has twice been the runner-up at the in-person face-to-face WDC. That's in 2022 and 2024. On the other side of this pairing is Robert Hillier, a fellow Melbourne player. Robert is making his DBNI debut.
Great to see both of those players. We are going to see Robert Hillier on game 2 and Peter McNamara on game 1. Our next pair, number 20, Wes Ketchum, and number 19, Max Wanjiro Banks. Wes Ketchum coming in with a first place finish at the Netherlands Diplomacy Championship. Max Wanjiro Banks, 3 threes, third place at the Asia Pacific Championship, third place at the Snake Pit, and third place at the Australian Open.
Max Wanjiro Banks, the only player on the tour with 4 names. Max is making a second appearance in the DBNI. This goes along with his appearance in last year's Super 7. So Max looking to repeat pretty stellar performance from the first time around. Wes Ketchum, notable nuclear physicist in the hobby, I think the only one. Wes is appearing in his second DBNI. The first one was back in 2022. Wes has now moved from Europe back to Chicago, where where he was before that. So us locals will be looking for Wes to make a little bit of noise.
And that noise will be happening on game 1 for Wes Ketchum, and that puts Max on game 2. Our next pair, Marcus Lone, 17 seed, and Andrew Wu, the 14 seed. Marcus Lone came in first at the Flying Fox Fandango. Andrew Wu came in first at the DipCon at Weaselmoot.
So Marcus is playing in his second DBNI, also a player out of Melbourne. And Andrew Wu also playing in his second DBNI to go along with an appearance in 2024. Andrew is a fellow Diplo Rat, along with Johnny Gillum. The two of them placed 1 and 2 at this past year's Weaselmoot. So a big question for me is, are the two of them going to appear on the same board or not? And the answer is...
We've got Marcus Lone on game 2. And Andrew Wu on game 1. Up, we've got Katie Gray, our 10 seed, and Tianu Soon, our 9 seed. We've got Katie scoring a second place at the Virtual Diplomacy Championship, third at DipCon at Weaselmoot and 5th at the World Diplomacy Championship at Whipping. Tianyu is got a first place finish at the Melbourne Open, 3rd place at the Hung Parliament Handicap, and 5th at the Sydney Cup.
Tianyu is making their first appearance at the DBNI. Welcome to the party, Tianyu. They're based in Australia. Katie Gray having kind of a quiet season for her. Katie's used to winning tournaments, not necessarily placing second and third. Katie, playing in her 4th DBNI, has made the Super 7 2 of those previous 3 appearances. That's in 2022, one I remember quite well, and last year, 2025. So will Katie be on a board with fellow Super 7 participant from last year, Max? Or will Katie join the other 2 placers from DipCon on board 1? The answer is...
it's a reunion, folks. We've got Katie Gray going to game 2 and Tianyu going to game 1. Next pair, we've got Shane Armstrong, our number 6 seed, and our 5th seed, Zoe Cameron. 2 more Australians going head-to-head. We've got Shane Armstrong, big scores from the 1st place finish at the Australian Open, 3rd at the Melbourne Open, and 4th Sydney Cup. And Zoe's big scores were 1st at the Asia Pacific Championship, the Cane Toad Classic, and 3rd at the VWDC Summer Classic.
Yeah, Australians are a theme of this round, so get used to it. Shane is making his DBNI debut. Welcome to the party, Shane. Zoe played in last year's DBNI, made the tournament as a 27th seed as a rookie. So both of these players, I think, looking to make a splash this year. And where will they do it?
We've got Shane in game 2 and Zoe in game 1. Continuing that Australian theme, we've got our 3 seed Andrew Goff and 2 seed Jamal Blakarli. Andrew came in 1st at the Hung Parliament Handicap, 2nd at the Flying Fox Fandango, and 2nd at the Australian Open. And Jamal 1st at the Sydney Cup, 2nd in the Virtual Diplomacy League, and 2nd at the Melbourne Open.
Well, these 2 players are towering figures in the Australian hobby and in the worldwide hobby, 2 of the best-known players on the tour. Andrew Goff is a 3-time WDC champion. That's in 2009, 2011, and 2018. However, Andrew is making his very first DBNI appearance, and we definitely welcome Andrew Goff to this party. Jamal Blakarli is also a WDC champion from 2023. He won VDC later that season. Question whether it's the 2023 or 2024 VDC, a nomenclature issue. Jamal is making his 3rd appearance in the DBNI. All 3 have now been as the number 2 seed. Jamal has yet to make a Super 7, however, so both of these players are super ambitious, and I think everyone else on these 2 boards, they probably know it's a pick your poison with these 2, but they're definitely going to be looking forward to seeing which poison they're going to have to drink.
Well, poison, no, both classes are poisoned. Andrew Goff goes to game 1, and Jamal Blakarli goes to game 2. So there are your first look at your first chance round games 1 and game 2.
These are fantastic boards full of big names, a lot of whom know each other pretty well. And then you've got some wild cards thrown in on each board that, might shake up the dynamic in interesting and entertaining ways.
Yeah, once again, it seems to happen more and more frequently as the DBNI matures. But we've got another case where we've got some hot young rookie talent coming up, going head to head against these veteran, long in the tooth players that have been around for a while. And I can't wait to cover these games.
Yeah, it's hard not to look at that game 1 board, and these are pretty balanced by seed average, but you've got Peter McNamara in there as a 21 seed, and he's certainly not the 21st best player in this tournament. He's on there with Andrew Goff, Zoe Cameron. Andrew Wu is now the North American champion, and Johnny Gillum was right behind. So that is a truly in a tournament of stacked boards, that is a stacked board.
Yep. another board of death. One other point of note, the bottom players, 28, 27, and 26, must win in order to advance. And Johnny Gillum, very hungry player. There could be a little bit of fire there, a little motivation. So really looking forward to that one.
There is a chance that they could get a second game in the last chance rounds if one of the higher seeds is unable to play. However, they're not guaranteed the game, so they do not know that, going in. So the hunger has to be a little hungrier. Yeah, like you said.
Round 2, first pair, 28 seed Connor Muirhead, 4th place at the Australian Open, 4th place at the Snake Pit, paired up with 26 seed Emily Kramer, who came in first at RegentsCon.
Both of these players, Connor and Emily, are rookies. So they are making the DBNI, which of course is their first DBNI, and doing it as rookies. Fascinating. Well done to the two of them. Emily's playing out of Germany and Connor's playing out of Australia, and we're going to have some North Americans on this board. So this board, both of these boards are going to be truly global.
Love to see that, and love to see where they're playing. We've got Connor playing in Game 3 and Emily playing in Game 4. Our next pair, 23 seed Conrad J. Woodring, came in 2nd at the UK National Championship, 6th at the EDC, and 7th at SpireCon. 22 seed Simone Wessendrup came in 2nd at the Hextechen, 3rd at the Norwegian Diplomacy Championship, and 6th at the VWDC Summer Classic.
Simone is playing in their first DBNI, and they are playing from Berlin. Welcome to the party, Simone. Conrad J. Woodring playing in his second DBNI, but first since 2021. Conrad played in the very first DBNI, has not been seen since, and Conrad is playing out of London.
We've got Conrad on round 2, Game 3. And Simone will be playing in Game 4. Our 18 seed Nicolas Taillet came in first at the 7 Years' War, paired up with another big name in the hobby, Mikalis Kamaritis, came in 3rd at the EDC and 3rd at the VWDC.
Nicolas has lots of notables on his record. He's the VDL champ from 2021, runner-up from the next 2 years. Nicolas is playing in his 4th DBNI, made the Super 7 once back in 2022, memorable game. Mikalis, highly decorated player, DipCon champ in 2023, VDL champ also in 2023. Playing in his 4th DBNI, Mikalis has made 1 Super 7, but he made it count. That was last year's, and he is now the defending DPN Diplomat of the Year, DBNI champion from last year. Welcome back, Mikalis. Good luck defending.
And our champion will be defending in Game 3, which puts Taillet on Game 4. Our next pair, Patrick Jacobson, our 15th seed, going up against Justin Lohr, the 13th seed. These two just went head-to-head in the Virtual Diplomacy League Championship. If you haven't seen that, check out that video here on DBN. It was a great one. Patrick was 2nd at the Regatta, 4th at the Virtual Diplomacy League, and 5th at the VDC. Justin came in 1st at the Tour of Britain, 3rd at the Virtual Diplomacy League, 7th at the Asia Pacific Championship at the Cane Toad Classic.
I love the fact that the two of these guys are paired up because they're kind of like class rivals. They both joined the hobby at the same time last year, around the same time, and they kind of been jockeying for a position as sort of best in class. This is Patrick's first DBNI, however. He plays out of the Bay Area Diplomacy Association, Badasser, in other words. Justin's out of LA, making his second DBNI appearance. Justin is the 2-time VDL regular season champion now. Hasn't been able to win that top board yet, but I know both of these players are ambitious and definitely looking to make some noise.
And Justin Lohr will be playing Game 3. And Patrick will be playing Game 4. Our next pair, number 12 seed Noam Brown, came in first at the World Diplomacy Championship at Whipping, paired up against the 11 seed Brandon Austin. Came in second at the Hung Parliament Handicap, second at the Sydney Cup, and fourth at the Flying Fox Fandango.
Noam is playing in his third DBNI, did make the Super 7 back in 2023. Great year for the DBNI. Brandon playing in his very first DBNI, however, has some big game experience, won the Broadcaster Brawl 3 championship last season. So Brandon has the calmness to do well, I think, in this tournament.
Well, he will have that chance to play calmly on Game 4, and Noam Brown will be in Game 3. Our next pair, number 8 seed Bradley Grace, coming off a big win at the Virtual Diplomacy League, where he came in first, the season's champion, and third place at the SpireCon. And number 7, Darcy Morris, playing many games this season, and came in first at the Snake Pit, fourth at the Asia Pacific Championship, the Cane Toad Classic, and fourth at the Hung Parliament Handicap.
Darcy is nothing if not energetic. Darcy is playing in his first DBNI. He's from Canberra originally, I believe, but it's anyone's guess where he is right now, because he was in Europe for study abroad and was playing all kinds of tournaments in there, but sometimes shows up back in Australia. So, anyone's guess where he is now. Bradley playing in his fourth consecutive DBNI, made the Super 7 last year, so we've got a nice cadre of returning players from last year's final. Bradley and Darcy, both very ambitious players, and both see big things for themselves in the future. So definitely looking forward to seeing what kind of future they can carve for themselves here.
And I believe Bradley Grace knocked Darcy Morris out of the Virtual Diplomacy League top board. So once again, great pairing here. And where in the world is Darcy Morris? It's going to be Game 3, and Bradley Grace will be in Game 4. That leaves us with our final pair of number 4 seed Ed Sullivan, first place Regatta, first at Carnage, and third at DixieCon, only passed by Micah Blom, who came in first at the VDC, first at the VWDC Summer Classic, and first at the Hextechen.
That's just wild. You know, they're the two players together, their top the top 6 results between them, 5 first place finishes. Yeah, it's fun to see what happens at the top here when, you know, the players who've just been dominating on the circuit, when we get to them. This is for Micah. This is their second DBNI, made last year's, but this is only the second time. And for Ed Sullivan, Ed is playing in his 5th DBNI, has qualified for all 6 of them, just wasn't able to play last year. Ed has made the Super 7 twice in 2022, 2024. So if it's only even years that Ed makes it, we're looking at another appearance for him. So this is another pick your poison moment for the rest of the players on these boards. Who would you rather? Who would you rather have to deal with? And what's interesting here is that they're both very different styles of player too. You know, I imagine the players who are watching this right now are probably picking one or the other that they would rather be with. And the answer is,
we've got Ed Sullivan in Game 4 and Micah Blom in Game 3. So this is your first chance round 2 matchups, Game 3 and Game 4. Brandon, what stands out to you at this list?
Well, very quickly, my eyes drawn to Mikalis Kamaritis, you know, defending DBNI champ, all the way down at the number 16 seed. So a little bit like Peter McNamara on the previous screen. Mikalis is a player whose seed does not indicate the strength of his game. Probably similarly for Nicolas Taillet at the number 18 seed. Nicolas is a very strong player, but hasn't played a whole lot in recent years. So he's sort of possibly coming back into form. But you've got On these boards, I think you've got some younger players who are maybe sort of beginning to carve out their legacy. I think especially on that board number 2, where you've got players like Brandon Austin, Patrick Jacobson, Simone and Emily are sort of lesser known players, but capable of making some noise. And then you've got the more established players like Ed, Bradley, and Mikalis. So, but again, none of the players on that board have actually won the DBNI before. So that looks to me like a board where you've got sort of players with, I think maybe stars in their eyes, right? Looking at that lineup and thinking, well, I can take these guys. And then board number 1 here, you've got Micah, Noam, Mikalis, very strong players with established pedigrees. And then the younger players like Darcy and Justin and Connor, who are probably looking to knock off one of the big ones. And then you've got a guy like Conrad, who is a very strong player, just isn't as well known because doesn't play a whole lot in the virtual scene. So I love both of these boards. I honestly, it'd be hard to handicap them. Kind of any one of these 14, I think could take it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably true for, there's not a player on this board who couldn't win it. And like in either round. And that's the talent pool that we've seen in diplomacy. It has become more global, and it has become higher in quality. And being able to even just make it into the top 28 is a significant achievement and needs to be recognized. But for these players that have done it year after year after year, the consistency, the drive, it's just so impressive to me. And this is, as a fan of this game, this is absolutely my favorite time of the year. And I just count myself so lucky to be able to cover and watch and analyze all of these games. What a time to be a fan of the game of diplomacy.
The DBNI has become this crucible. It's very grueling to play in, and especially having to get yourself up for the second game. So the first chance games, there's a lot of excitement and optimism, and people are fresh. And the top board format, where only one person really gets anything out of the game, it leaves you, especially if you come close, it leaves you with a real sense of loss. And you have to very quickly, either in the same day or the next day, pick yourself up and prepare yourself to do the whole thing over again. And it's important to be able to do that, because I know that the winner has come from the second chance games, at least the winner of the DBNI has come from that at least once, and I think twice. I think Peter did it last year, and it's just very grueling. I know there are a lot of players who come out of the DBNI saying that they don't want to play it again because it's so difficult and it just takes a bit to recover from. They always come back the next year and want to give it another go. So it just speaks to how intense this format is, especially when you've gotten players who are at the top of their game for the whole season, going up against each other. And I will say that this year, the development of the Australian hobby, the way that it has progressed so quickly in the last 2 years, is first of all astonishing in its own right, and they deserve a lot of kudos, all the organizers down there. But the quality of players who are coming out are very strong, and you see that in the player list we have. I think there are more Australian players than there are from either the North American region or the European region. So sort of the epicenter has shifted a little bit, and I'm very curious to see how that plays out. Do the Australian players neutralize each other, or do they end up dominating the Super 7 as well? So that's a storyline to look for, but also just how the players hold up. Who's able to rise to the top in this crucible format of a tournament.
Well, February fever is here. And I think that there is something to be said for those who have that experience, who have gone through this before. They know how to prepare and handle the pressure, handle the rigor and the strain that this event can cause, and to when they get knocked down, get back up. And that is something that we've seen, especially as we've done this year over year, become a strong indicator of someone's ability to succeed in this format. So I, for one, can't wait. And Brandon, look forward to covering some games with you and with the team. And man, it's 1 week away.
Yeah, and real quick, why don't we give the broadcast schedule? We're going to have 2 broadcasts for the semifinal round, one for the first chance games, the 4 of them, and that will be next Saturday evening, North American time, which will be, I think, middle of the day, Australian time, and the Europeans will have to watch it, unless they're night owls, will have to watch it when they get up the next morning. The last chance games will have a separate broadcast, and that will be Sunday afternoon, North America time, which is evening European, and early morning Australian time. But should have fun, 2 separate broadcasts, and then we'll have the finals broadcast on Saturday the 28th, North American time, in starting, I believe, in the late afternoon or early evening. That's to be determined. Yeah, we've got a nice little set of broadcasts coming up for everyone.
And thank you all for watching this season's DBNI Selection Show. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please post in the comments on the video or contact us at info@diplobn.com. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video, click the subscribe button, tell us your thoughts, make your own predictions in the comments section below. This helps YouTube prioritize these videos and might help someone new discover the game that we enjoy so much. Till next time, stay safe and stab well. Thanks for watching.